My next introduction is Bruce Hyer from Thunder Bay. He's our MP for Thunder Bay Superior North.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you very much. John talked about pride. I'd like to add my voice of pride to the OFL and the other supporting labor groups that are here today who are showing leadership. Unfortunately, today we have a federal government and a Conservative Party who are showing zero leadership in the area of economic development in Canada, in the area of supporting our resource-based industries, and especially in support of workers and families across Northern Ontario and all of Canada. Shame on that government, and good on Wayne and the OFL for the leadership that they're showing here today. I'd like to talk a little bit about EI. EI is, what's happening there is, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many, is literally criminal. We basically have seen the government steal from the workers and give to big corporations here. 54, the Liberals in the 1990s to balance the budget. Remember, that was a great heroic act, balancing the budget. Well, they did it in large part on the backs of the EI that was moved, your money, business money, that was moved over to general revenues from the EI fund. So the EI has basically become a tax on workers. We're stealing from the workers to give to the big corporations. That's criminal. So the Liberals broke the EI system, but the Conservatives are doing absolutely nothing to fix it. Nothing to fix it. In the 1990s, about 80% of all workers qualified for EI and got it. Right now, we're at about 1 in 4 workers in Canada who's laid off through no fault of their own is getting the EI that they've paid into for decades. That's absolutely criminal. The NDP has been trying to work on this for over a decade. We've introduced a number of pieces of legislation, and very recently we introduced an NDP House motion, which passed. Unfortunately, the government is not bound by House motions. And then we're also working right now on Bill C-280, which we introduced last month, which we also helped to get passed. These two working together would help laid off workers by eliminating the waiting period of 2 weeks. They would remove the regional inequalities from across Canada. They would make it easier to qualify for EI, reduce the number of hours, and make the system basically fairer. They would raise the rate of benefits to numbers that workers can hang on to their homes and their families and a hope of survival. And they expand the eligibility to would expand the eligibility to include self-employed workers. We desperately need this legislation. Hopefully at some point the other parties will support us on this and we can actually get them passed. We'll continue to work on it. But right now the Conservatives voted against these motions, and Minister Finley, Conservative Minister Finley, the Human Resources Minister, said, quote, she didn't want to make it lucrative for unemployed workers to stay home and get paid for it. This is the level of sensitivity to the current government for the desperation that's being felt across Canada. It's time to fix EI. It's time to fix it now. We've got 1.5 million people unemployed across Canada. We've added several 100,000, I think it's around 500,000 in the last few months, to the unemployed rolls. Once again, I want to thank Wayne and the OFL and the other union reps here for showing leadership, and I think you're going to have an impact. Good for you. We're going to follow the results of this caravan with great interest, and thanks for coming to Kenora. Thanks for inviting me.